Last week, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all of crypto took a beating. And the previous week, a lot of those cryptocurrencies also took a beating. The question is, are we starting a bear trend? Is this the end of the bull run in cryptocurrency? In this video, I'm going to look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano and give you my opinion of where everything is headed. So what we have here is a Bitcoin weekly chart valued in US dollars, and I've got a couple of different indicators here that I use. Williams percent R is one, Fibonacci retracement trace lines, of course my moving averages, the 3, 8, and 13, along with my MACD, and I threw in there the fast stochastics and volume. And what I'm looking at here is a weekly chart of this. And what this tells me is we've had 2 weeks of lower lows and lower highs. And looks like this week we're starting off bouncing off this 34,108 support level, or 34,180 support level, which is basically a 61% retracement off of the highs, roughly. We can fix this a little bit. And what we are seeing here is just basically it's come down basically 61% off the high from a breakout right around the 15,885. So it made a pretty sizable move up, and that started in 12/13 of 2020. And then this breakdown, which ended, which was in April 11th, 2021. And we've been going sideways for a number of weeks, and then we started breaking down about 2 weeks ago. So here's my thinking, looking at it from a weekly standpoint, is that we have come off, we've retraced 61% of that move since December of 2020. We've come down 61%, we're down around to a support level of 34,629. Last week we did dip below, but we closed above that 61% retracement support line. So this may be the support line. This may, the last 2 weeks may have been the sell-off, basically taking profits environment. And now we're building a base here at the 34,000 range. And really it's just a matter of seeing where are we going for the remainder of the week, and then going into next week, will we have a higher low and higher highs, which would start possibly a new trend higher. There is resistance level right around 40,419, and then 46,209, and then of course we get back into the 53,373 range, and of course then from there we start to hit new all-time highs. So if I look at a daily chart of this, I break this out a little. Once again, support level there that we're seeing with the 61% retracement we've seen in that 34,629. Now, my belief is that you'll have some consolidation happening here as long as this support level will hold up, and will go sideways for a number of days, if not for a number of weeks. The 40,419 becomes resistance, and we start to, if we penetrate that, then we start moving higher. And looking at my different indicators, my long-term MACD indicator has been indicating a downward trend. So this is a negative kind of situation compared to my Williams percent R and my fast stochastics. And then I look at volume. This amount of volume here, this big increase in volume, is encouraging, because this is where, big volume comes in. It can basically create a foundation, and maybe we have seen that here in this area. So I think we got a chance that we'll see a break higher. And if we start to see a break higher over 40,419, I'll be very encouraged that we'll start a new trend upward. All right, so this is Cardano. This is a weekly chart, symbol ADA, and this is one of the top 4 cryptos out there. So there's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and then a handful of others like Polkadot and that kind of thing. So what I'm looking at here was last week was a real hellacious week, to be honest. We went from a high of $2.32, came down as low as, it looks here like $1.04. We rebounded and closed the week up at just at that 50% retracement line. So that's at $1.32. And so today we are trading at $1.50, encouraging. So hopefully this long-term trend is not downward, but more of just a episodic 1 week moment, and we'll reconvene in creating another upward trend. If you think about it from a trading perspective, and from the perspective of computer-driven algorithmic trading, this seems normal to me. And what I mean by that is, starting in the week of, April 25th, we had a breakout in Cardano, followed by 2 more big up weeks, and then now we have a down week. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, down week 4, and then 5. And maybe this week we'll start another upward trend. But if you're trading, you have algorithmic trading programs, you're not trading for the long term, you're trading for the moment. And when you see a move from that $1.09 to 232 range, and you've put a lot of money into this and you've made an enormous amount of profits, it is most likely that these guys are selling off and taking profits and bringing this back down to a new support level at 232. And we saw that similar to that back in January of 21, where we had 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of upside, a negative week downside in the week of February 28th, 21, another second week of negative downside on week of 3/7, and then accumulation all the way up into the week of April 25th, and then a breakout again. I suspect that is what's happening. I look at this and I go, this is, that whole adage of saying of sell in May and go away, come back in October and start all over. And if you look at historically from a stock market standpoint, not a crypto standpoint, the majority of the profits made throughout the year are made from October to May. And people go on vacation. Wall Street goes on vacation, and summer volume shrinks. Well, crypto may follow this similar pattern, but shorter periods of time, because it does trade 24/7. It is a new trading asset, and you're seeing a lot of people flood into it. The adoption rate is, from what I heard, like 150,000 new people a day buy into some level of cryptocurrency on a daily basis right now, which, if you think about, there's 135 million or so people who have, I believe this was about a month ago, have brokerage accounts that are trading crypto, and that growth is accelerating, and by 2025 it's projected will be over 1 billion people who have crypto accounts and will be using crypto in some form or fashion. So these big volatility movements are pretty, I think, standard. So let's pan out to a daily and just take a look here. So this is a daily chart. Once again, pretty nice support level there at that $1.33 range. Today we're right at, as of this recording, $1.51. That's encouraging. If we can see a break above this, looks like $1.56 range, we then possibly on a daily chart start a new move higher. The MACD still indicates we're in a downward trend. We need to see that break higher and cross through and basically reset the trend to higher highs and higher lows. We start to make a move higher. We see that in the fast stochastics. We are breaking through that. And with Williams percent hour, we look for a break over 50 to confirm a new trend movement upward or even downward. So with that said, I believe this may have been one of those just last week and the week before, just episodic moments that just happens, and people take profits and the machines take profits, and now it comes down to reasonable calculations and valuations, and people start coming back into this. So I'm, keeping my eyes on it. I do have allocation to both Cardano and Bitcoin, along with Ethereum, and I am definitely have my eyes peeled to it, along with the stock market and stocks in general. So this is Ethereum. This is a weekly chart, and once again, we had 2 weeks of sizable selling, last week being the biggest amount of selling, and now so far this week, granted it's Monday, we're now moving back higher, and we're moving back, hopefully a move through right now what is support at about 25.29. Hopefully we'll see a breakthrough that today or this week and close higher than that. That would start possibly a new trend higher. Looking at my Williams %R, we are moving higher. I'm looking for a confirmation over the 50 mark here. And then on the MACD, still indicates an upward trend, but is definitely touching on that tottering between a downward trend and upward trend. Your fast stochastic is definitely moving higher, but not confirming an upward trend yet. And then I look at volume. Last week, big volume last week versus the week before and the weeks prior to that, which tells me that there was a lot of selling, possibly exhaustive selling. And now this week we'll start the buying process, and the week will have sort of lower volume, but will start to float higher overall. If I look at a daily, similar kind of scenario that I'm seeing here. We are seeing a break higher on the Williams %R. We're seeing, but we're in a downward trend on a daily standpoint, so a long-term trend. I want to see that break higher and confirm upward trend confirmation. Along with volume, I want to see more green volume than red volume. But overall, I'm pretty optimistic. It's when we start breaking through these last week's lower lows, and that's when I'm going to start possibly freeing up some cash, taking the profits I have in some of my crypto positions, and then moving to the sidelines and just waiting on the sidelines for a while. So that's my take on it at this point with Ethereum.
So that's my take on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano. Hopefully this market will continue to move higher and reverse this downward trend this week, and we'll see some more higher highs and higher lows throughout the coming weeks. Please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button because the algorithm loves it, and I'd love your support. In the meantime, live loud and take it easy.